Hello, my name is Yuka. I am living in Japan on $600 per month. Today, I would like to share with you a breakdown of the cost of living on $600 per month. First of all, let me tell you how much it costs on average to live alone in Japan. Here is the data on the average cost of living for a single person. The cost of living varies depending on age, gender, and area of residence, so this is just an average. Although some people have much more or much less living expenses, we can say that in Japan one can live alone with an income of about $1,150. Next is my average cost of living in 2022, and I will explain how I spend each item. First, the rent. The rent is $0. This is because I live in a company dormitory. I live in a rural area, and renting a room costs $250 to $300 even in the countryside. Living in a dormitory helps me save money on rent. Next is the food cost. I try to keep my food expenses around $115 per month. Basically, I eat the food I prepare myself every day. I also bring my own lunch to work. I also bring my own water bottle and try not to spend money on food when I go out. Besides that, I do not eat sweets. I do not drink juice. I do not drink alcohol. I don't buy prepared foods or boxed lunches, even cooked ones, because they are too expensive. I have decided to eat out only once a month at Starbucks. Other than that, I try not to eat out. Eating out is easy and delicious, but very expensive. I try to make things like cooking food in advance so that I don't have to eat out even when I am tired. Next is the utility cost. Utility costs are not that cheap. Since the war started in a foreign country, electricity and gas bills have skyrocketed, so they are extraordinarily expensive. I have a cat, so I leave the air conditioner on in summer and winter. I also soak in a bathtub with hot water every day, so I have to pay gas and water bills for that. I save money by reusing the hot water I have accumulated by using it for laundry. Next are daily necessities: toothpaste, detergents, tissues, toilet paper, sanitary products, light bulbs, etc. For tissues and toilet paper, I use the cheapest ones in the store. For laundry detergent, I used to use gel ball or liquid detergent, but recently I switched to powder detergent. This is because it is less expensive. I don't do anything in particular to save money, but since I live alone, I don't have to use that much, so it's cheaper. Next, let's talk about clothing. I have no friends or boyfriends, so I rarely go out in style. I wear the same clothes to work almost every day, so I buy clothes once or twice a year. Basically, I buy clothes from Uniqlo or GU for less than $35. They are cheap, but I have been wearing them for more than 3 years. I only buy more underwear when it gets old. As for cosmetics, I always go to work without makeup and rarely wear makeup on my days off. When I go out, I just put on sunscreen, so I hardly use any cosmetics. For face wash, I use soap that costs $3 for 2 pieces. I use lotion and milky lotion that costs about $7 a bottle. Therefore, I do not spend much money on cosmetics. Health and medical care. Mainly hospital and medicine costs. Medical expenses are incurred mainly during regular dental checkups and examinations for cervical cancer and other cancers. I take care to eat a well-balanced diet, exercise daily, and get a good night's sleep because getting sick is expensive. Communication expenses. My fiber optic line costs about $40 per month, and my smartphone communication costs about $13 per month. I use a computer for work, so I have a $40 expense for the telecommunications environment. The smartphone costs about $11, which is the lowest rate if you don't use the phone. Entertainment expenses. This is money for hobbies, such as going to the movies, renting manga, downloading music, etc. On my days off, I spend my time cleaning, cooking, and doing some side work on my computer at home so that I don't spend too much money on my hobbies. When I do go out, I go to the park and try to make it as inexpensive as possible for a change of pace. Pets. I have a cat and a turtle, so I have to pay for their food, litter, vaccines, nail clippers, etc. Finally, there is the scholarship. I am repaying a scholarship I borrowed during college. It is interest-free, but the $98 monthly expense is significant. I would like to pay it off as soon as possible, but I still have to keep paying it for another 10 years or so. How was it? This is a breakdown of my monthly living expenses. I try to live within $600 as much as possible. Although my living expenses are lower than average, I do not intend to raise my living expenses in the future. If possible, I would like to cut down on costs that I can cut down on. This is because the cost of living in Japan is going up. They will continue to rise. And taxes will also continue to rise. Therefore, even if we continue to live the same way, our expenses will naturally increase. In order to live in Japan, you have to be able to live on less money. You may think, why don't I just increase my income? But even if your income increases, prices and taxes will continue to rise, so life will not get any easier. I will continue to share my life of saving money in Japan. Thank you for watching until the end.